Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Today we're making a mold and I've got this new housing from Let's Resin and I'm really excited to use it and see if it works better than my stuff because I've had failures in the past with the housings that I've been making by myself. So this one comes with, I've used every piece that comes with it. I've made it as big as it can possibly be made. Now you can make it a much smaller if you want to, but it comes with 4 corners and 2, 4, 6, 8 sides. So in any different configuration that you can make it with for that. So I guess you can make it like this big or this big or this big. Or you can make it, I don't know, I think square. I'm not sure. But because of the thing I'm going to be casting today, I did need it long. So this just kind of gets clipped together with these little paper clip things, and see how they come apart and they kind of sit together in a groove here, so they go together to keep it from leaking. So I'm just going to put that a little bit back together, and it also comes with double-sided tape, which we will be putting right here to help stop any leaks. I will be using their silicone rubber liquid version today, not the putty one that I did in another video, although I will be doing another putty one coming up, so stay tuned for that one in the next coming weeks. And this here is just a piece of super cheap vinyl that I got from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to be using this for is the bottom. So I'm going to be putting the vinyl sticky side up onto the surface here, and we're going to set this down on it so we will not be getting any leaks going from underneath. So first what I'm going to do is get my double-sided sticky tape. I've got my heat gun heating up because I will be going around the edge with hot glue as well, just for extra reassurance that it won't leak, because I don't have a whole lot of this silicone left and I cannot waste it. I have a tiny bit left of another brand, but I don't want to mix brands together if I don't need to. So I'm just going to try to get this tape apart. So I'll get this apart and get it on here and come back for the rest. So what it looks like is you just don't peel it apart. You just put it on here before you take the backing off. I need to get my scissors. So I'm just going to do that. It will be much easier. So I guess we'll take the backing off of this one before I add the others. So that was much easier than what I was trying to do. Then we're going to get this side. Cut that off. And this will be harder because now I have a straight edge. Maybe I'll use a knife. Try to get that going. There we go. So I recommend a little knife because it's not easy with fingernails. Get that on there. I guess if you run out of sticky tape, maybe they sell it. I don't know, because this came with the kit. Or you can use your own, or like I said, hot glue around the edge when you run out of the tape. I'm not going to test how well the tape uses, so I'm going to be using the hot glue regardless. As I said, I have no silicone to spare for this video, so I want it to work the first time. So I'm just going to finish this off. Get my vinyl done. Make sure this is flat. You don't want anywhere that will seep underneath. Okay, and it is sticky. It just stuck very well. Okay, now I'm going to get my vinyl laid out. Sticky side up, because we do need to place our item on a sticky surface. Okay. And then we're going to, so that's 2 sticky surfaces right here sticking together. Push it down really well, and I highly doubt it would leak. I really don't think it would, but again, I don't have any silicone to waste. So this tape is just sticking up here, so I'm just going to go along the edges, and I'll fast forward this because it's boring. And I'm just going to hot glue in all my edges. Don't forget to unplug your heat gun when you're finished with it. You do not want to leave that on by accident. I'm just going to set that out of the way. So everything is hot glued around the edges. It's dry. This is pressed down, and the item we're going to do today is this stingray. So I saw this in a little gift shop down in my local town. There's a beach town down here. So I went into the gift shops and I found a couple things that I wanted to cast. So he has a flat surface. Most of him has a flat surface, and then just his mouth goes up, and it does have the detail of his little mouth there. It's got the eyes. It's got a little detail in the back fin and down the back of his ridge. So it's pretty detailed. It's nice and shiny. And it's also got the little fin here. So I'm going to just try to get him where he's not touching any sides. He's almost the size of this thing. So I do have to turn it a little bit. And you kind of want to get him stuck where there's going to be space around both sides of him. And then we're just going to stick him down. I'm sure silicone will probably still get up underneath, but you want to stick them down as hard as you can so you don't have too much trimming. Now, because all of this space is extra, I'm going to be using this. This is extra silicone that got cast in prior molds over the last year or so. And all I did was cut it up into little tiny bits and pieces, because you can reuse this to fill up spaces just like this. So I'm just going to fill up a lot of space, and that's going to conserve how much of the new one that I use. Now we only need to go just over his head, and because the new silicone is going to adhere permanently to this silicone, it works as a perfect filler. I'm not going to use all of it. Well, I want it to flow underneath his mouth because I don't want that part of him messed up. So I will be taking all those pieces out. So I just want it to flow nicely, and I don't want to have any roadblocks for that section. So I don't mind that. So I'm just going to move that. And that looks good. And I will mix up the liquid when I pour it in here. I don't know how much I need. It's basically a guess. And then if you don't pour enough, you can always pour more and it will stick to it. It'd stick to it forever. So you don't have to worry about it not sticking. Even if if I have to use 2 different brands, that's no problem. But I have about 1/3 of my bottle left, so I should be good. So I'm going to fill it up, and you just mix this together until it's a consistent color. So the other side, the side B, is green. So I'm just going to mix it until I get a consistent green color. It takes a couple minutes, and this is 1A to 1B by weight. So I am going to weigh this out and get equal parts, and then we'll come back and pour. I want to fill up an 8-ounce cup, so I'm going to pour whatever it takes. So half, I'm assuming 4 ounces and 4 ounces, but I don't know if the scale is the same as the cup measurements. So I'm just going to get this to 4 ounces and see what it actually weighs. It actually weighs 4.5 ounces. So when this gets to 9 ounces, it will be equal parts. And we know it's going to be up here somewhere. And it's at about the 8-ounce mark. That's close enough for me. So I'm just going to stir this together until it's a even color. And see how it's, well, I guess I can't flip it over, but just going to stir this up until it's not white on the bottom anymore. And I will get that moved out of my way and get everything prepared. So just make sure you're scraping your sides and your bottom so everything is mixed in. Oops, don't put it on your sticky paper. And it looks pretty evenly colored to me. I've been scraping the sides and the bottom a bunch. It's been about 3 minutes maybe. I don't know if there's an actual time limit on silicone. It's going to take several hours to cure though, so you don't have to rush. That putty though, man, that putty is quick. You do have to rush when you're using the putty. But this piece was too big for putty, so I wanted to use the liquid. Okay, I'm going to start up by his mouth so it flows down underneath. And I'll probably be mixing it in once I get it all poured in. I might even have to do more. Like I said, I have all this space because of his tail that I have to fill up. So I might even need a second. It's going to self-level, so I don't know why I'm worried about the one side. So yeah, I'm going to need a second batch. Maybe not 8 more ounces, but definitely a second batch. So I'm just going to mix this in so it's all touching silicone. I don't want any spots in there that have air in them. And you can torch liquid silicone just like you do to resin to get any bubbles out. Okay, I'm just going to get some more mixed up. I mixed 8 more ounces, which I'm sure is too much, but that's okay. Definitely want to make sure he's covered. It might be perfect. He's definitely covered. By how much, I don't know, but that's all right. We want him covered. We don't care by how much. You just don't want it too thin so the wall of your silicone doesn't rip when you're using it, trying to demold something out of it. Since it's mixed, I'm going to put it all in. And I will get my little torch to show you can pop bubbles. Grab my bigger one. That's better. But, you know, it doesn't matter. This is the back of your mold, so it won't matter if you have bubbles in it. Whoops. Don't get too close like I just did. Puts a little skin on the back. All right, I'm just going to leave it for a couple hours and we'll demold.
Is it on?
It's on.
Hey, look, we got funny stuff. It's squishy. All right, so
I told him to demold it.
we're going to demold it. I got to take the paper off first. At least that's what I'm told. So,
Just flip it over.
uh-oh.
What?
Oh, there it goes.
Hopefully it worked. Oh, I see the stingray.
Don't look at the stingray.
It's okay. It's all right. It'll rip off. It went underneath.
See how I get roped into this stuff?
You didn't get roped.
I simply came in to see what you were doing, and now I'm demolding a thing.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna work.
Well, we don't know yet. I'm doing this.
Before you take it out, though, we're gonna trim.
Ugh.
So we're gonna get a nice new blade.
What's wrong with the blade that's in there? That's a good blade. What do I gotta do?
What you're gonna do is just trim right around the very edge of him. Nice and clean.
Nice and clean. Oops.
Don't rush. We don't want to ruin the edge of our mold.
Like surgical.
See all this extra? You're gonna go right around. You can see the white is him.
Why are you like sitting there rubbing your hands?
Because they're sticky.
Oh. Look at that.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I should make you pour the very first stingray.
What? You can't make me. I'm an adult.
I should ask you nicely.
There you go.
You would
You're
pour
learning.
the very first stingray. And he's going to say, nope, it's past my bedtime.
It's already past my bedtime.
Bedtimes are for babies. Careful. I'm trusting you.
That was your first mistake. Achoo!
Oh, gross. Here's all the little pieces, if you could see them, that I shoved in my silicone. This side is tacky because of the vinyl I had it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be in all week. Okay.
Well, you got to trim that little pieces off.
What, this?
Yeah.
You're like ready to jump in and take over, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm just want to see it. Okay, now you can take the mold apart and pull them out.
Just like squish it down and...
No, take the mold apart. Like
Oh, take the mold apart. All right. Have a clip here.
Well, we should probably trim that off.
Where's the knife at? What'd you do with
Put
it?
it away.
What'd you take it away for?
I put it away.
Ew.
It's sticky.
At least it's not like resin.
The other side won't be sticky because it wasn't sticking on something sticky.
Okay. People just pretend she did. Hey, my blade is coming loose.
And that's sticky because it's on sticky tape.
So tomorrow,
And it didn't leak at all. My hot glue worked.
we'll be performing an autopsy on a frog.
No, we won't.
I've got these knife skills going.
No.
Ew, it's like
Sticky.
it feels like it's gonna stick to you, but it doesn't really stick to you. It just sticks to you.
All right. Let me get these off.
Hang on, you told me to take them off.
I'm excited.
You be patient. All right, now what do I gotta do?
So flip it over.
Flip it over.
Take the parts off. Just rip them off. Be careful though, there's hot glue on there. I have to get the hot glue out. Yeah, just... I'll take the hot glue off later.
Just like you clean the resin off of your paddle bit that I spent an hour taking off.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
An hour, come on.
It was an hour.
It wasn't an hour.
We can go back and watch the videos.
We didn't video that.
I know, but we videoed that thing over there on the table, that new river board. And how many pours did that take?
I don't know.
3, 4? Now
Look
what?
at that. Okay, now you're going to carefully remove Stingray.
Stingray.
Carefully remove.
I'm gently
Stingray.
massaging the stuff. Ooh, look. Look at what we got there. Look what we got going on here.
Right out. Look at that.
Look what I created. I just made that.
You liar. Let me check the
I did. I just made this come out of there.
Look at that. Oh, look, the little two things behind his eyes even came out.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to mix up some resin.
Woman, you just don't sleep.
And we're going to...
I think you're part vampire.
We're going to test this thing.
Bite my neck, see.
What color? You don't have to stay up, but what color?
I know, but we want to test this theory, see if you're a vampire.
No, answer me. Or should I fill him with something?
Do a black and white, because Maria will buy it.
He's terrible, Maria. If you're watching this, that's always his answer is black and white.
Yeah. Guaranteed sell.
All right.
Well, this one was black and blue, so I would do...
I want to do something different. That's why we have a mold. I don't want to do what I already have.
All right,
Look at how shiny that came out.
How about a glow-in-the-dark one?
A glow-in-the-dark stingray?
Yeah, that would look cool. What's glow glitter?
Glitter that glows.
Maybe you should want to use some... Oh, this will glow... Is it going to glow as much as that one?
Well, maybe you can mix them two together.
Because I use these on my collect numbers, and they glowed really well.
We'll mix the two together, or I'll mix the two together if you're choosing that and you're going to bed.
Yeah, I think you should do this one.
Okay.
Small, big.
All right. Say goodnight.
Where's the camera? Good night, guys.
Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, just so you know, if you want to cut this portion off, this big section, you could chop it up into little pieces like I did and use it on something else. I'm just going to leave mine intact though, because I have plenty of extra pieces at this point. So I'm going to do what Dawn asked me to do and let it glow in the dark, but I'm adding my typical glitter. He'll never know. He will never ever know. So I'm just going to get this color in first. Now I didn't put mine through the debubbler this time because there will be glitter in it. And I also have to mix several things in here, so it's just going to make some more bubbles. So I chose to skip the debubble machine this time. I don't know if you need a certain amount. I mean, that's pretty transparent. Maybe I'll add some glitter first and then add more color. This probably won't add color. That's probably just gonna, maybe I don't need my extra sparkle. I'm not sure. I don't know how well that glitter glitters. He bought these two items, so honestly, I don't know where to get the links from because he ordered them. Yeah, I don't see it glittering. Maybe it's just glow in the dark. So I am going to add some of my crushed crystal. I will link that because that's my favorite item in the entire world in the resin department. Anyway, looks like green slime. I wonder what color it's actually on. So if you don't know what color it is, just put some on a little. See, that's really, really transparent. Let's put some more in. I don't know if adding alcohol ink to something like this will ruin the glow-in-the-dark effect, so I don't want to mess around with that. Because it's really transparent. I know it doesn't look like it is, but it is. Let's check it now. Same, just about the same. All right, well, I'm not gonna waste all of that in here, so I'm just gonna add a little bit, tiny bit of my glitter. Tiny, tiny bit, like that tiny bit. Get that out of the way. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. I don't know. And I didn't know how much to mix up. I didn't want to put water in it right now because I wanted to use it right now. So I mixed 5 ounces. I have no clue. I will write on my mold though with some Sharpie when I do know, so I don't forget. Let me get these out of the way because that's all I'm going to put in no matter what. Get that. I'm so pleased with how this came out. You have no idea. I have messed plenty of molds up in the past. Hence why I have so many extra pieces of silicone. So I'm just gonna pour this in slow. That'll help pop some bubbles. And I may be mixing up more resin, I'm not sure. Maybe not. This might be good. Oh yeah, I should have plenty. Let me get down in his little tail. Oh, I have extra. Look at that. Let's see. I'm just going to squish it down, especially his tail, because that little point in there has a little section that might get a bubble in it. But the rest looks good. Let's see how much this took, and I will write it on my mold. So I have 1.5 ounces left. So 4.5 ounces I'm going to write on my mold. I'm going to torch the bubbles out of the back and let it cure. I use my pump resin, and it's late at night, so there's no need for me to throw it in the curing machine. This will be ready by morning. So I'm going to leave it here. Be right back. All right, it's the next morning. I had a little extra, so I made some holographic bookmarks out of them. Now these are bendy because they're so thin. There you go. Those look good. We're gonna have to try these in the dark though. I just forgot they were glow in the dark. So let's get this out and then figure out how to get you to see it glow in the dark. I wrote on my thing 3.5 ounces. I think I said 4.5 ounces earlier, but it's 3.5. Let's see how it came out. Oh, he's a little bendy still. Okay, there we go. Popped right out. Perfect mold. There he is. He came out nice and shiny. His tail came out. I have to trim right there. Other than that, he looks really good. I know it's hard to see, but all the detail did come through. His eyes, those little, I don't know what you call them, indentations behind. There's his little mouth. There you go, you all. That's how you make a mold. Then you can cast as many times as you want. So let me get this lit up and in the dark for us. There he is, glowing in the dark. How cool is that? That is pretty awesome. I think I'll color the eyes in. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a blessed day. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.